All right, let's dive into this wild story about a woman named Imani. She's a total success, buys her parents this gorgeous house, thinking she's doing the best thing for her family. But that house, yeah, it turns into ground zero for a family betrayal that is just shocking. And boom, this is the moment everything flips. That's a quote from Imani herself, right after her own mom totally dismisses her. It's the line that kicks off a cold, calculated family takedown that you are not going to forget. So, how did we even get to this point? To really get it, you gotta meet the key players and see the cracks that were already forming in this family. Okay, so meet Imani. She's 39, crushing it in a high-powered finance job, and she's got two amazing kids, Zoe and Marcus. She even bought her parents this incredible home in Atlanta. Sounds perfect, right? Well, not exactly. There's this huge underlying issue. Her parents basically worship her nephew, Leo. He's the golden grandchild, and in their eyes, he can do no wrong. And you know, that favoritism, that's the little crack that's about to break the whole dam. It leads to the moment everything just completely falls apart. Picture this. Imani gets home late one night, and the house is just silent. Eerily silent. Way too quiet for a house with two kids, and she just gets this horrible feeling in the pit of her stomach. She's calling out for Zoe and Marcus, but nothing, just silence. And then she hears it, this faint little whimper, and it's coming from the basement. Her blood just runs cold as she flies down the stairs. And what she finds, honestly, it's every parent's nightmare. Her kids, 10 and 8 years old, are huddled together on a bare mattress on the cold, damp concrete floor of the unfinished basement. Their stuff is just thrown in piles around them. And the reason? Their grandmother told them their room, their bedroom, now belongs to Cousin Leo. You can probably guess what happens next, right? Imani storms upstairs and it is on. All-out family war. The nerve here is just off the charts. Imani finds her mother, Lorraine, cheerfully setting up her kid's room for Leo. And when Imani confronts her, this is her response. No apology, no guilt, pure, unadulterated entitlement. She actually says it's her house and has the gall to call Imani selfish for being upset. And if you want to see just how messed up this whole situation is, get this. While all this is going down, Imani's sister and her husband just waltz in, demanding wine, scratching up the floors, acting like they own the place, all while Imani's kids are literally shivering in the basement. The contrast is just unbelievable. So Imani obviously is not having any of this. She calls them all out on their freeloading. But then her brother-in-law, Chad, this guy who's a total financial failure, he gets right in her face. And he threatens her, threatens to call the IRS on her, a financial professional trying to scare her into shutting up. But you know what? Chad just made the biggest mistake of his life because he just flipped a switch in Imani. The hurt mom is gone, and the strategic, cold-blooded landlord is about to step up to the plate. So Imani doesn't scream. She doesn't cry. She walks to her office, locks the door, and makes a calm phone call. Not to a friend, not to the cops, but to her property manager. She tells him to pull up a very specific file from 2 years ago, a standard tenancy agreement. And here's the lesson, right? When things get emotional, get legal. This piece of paper is about to become her nuclear option. So after her family spends a while banging on her office door, demanding she come out, Imani finally emerges, and she just drops this bomb. She lets them all know that for the past 2 years, since she saved them from foreclosure by buying this very house, they haven't been living there as owners. Oh no. They've been tenants, and she is the landlord. You could hear a pin drop. And this wasn't just some empty threat. She pulls up the contract on her monitor for everyone to see. It clearly states 2 things. 1, no guests for more than 48 hours without her written consent. And 2, the big one, they are explicitly forbidden from making any changes to the living spaces of her kids. They're not just in breach of contract, they are in incurable breach of contract. Oh, but wait, she is just getting started. Chad is still sputtering, trying to talk his way out of it, so Imani just says, okay, Exhibit A. She hits play on her phone, and the whole room hears a recording from her security system. It's Chad, on the phone with some financial advisor in the Cayman Islands, literally plotting to steal the last of his in-laws' retirement money, money that Imani had protected for them. The guy isn't just a freeloader, he's a thief. Next, she turns to her sister, Alicia, the mother of the golden grandchild. Imani says, "And for you, sis, Exhibit B." Imani plays a video from that very day. It's Alicia, lounging on the couch, trashing their mom, calling her the old lady, and complaining about her holier-than-thou sister, Imani. She's caught red-handed, revealing her true colors to everyone, especially her own mother. The betrayal is just absolute. So, with all the cards on the table, and yeah, the police are on their way, a call Imani had made an hour ago, it's time for the fallout. And let me tell you, it is swift, it is brutal, and it is so satisfying. Checkmate. Chad gets arrested right there in the foyer for conspiracy to commit wire fraud. A process server, who Imani had also called, walks in and serves her parents an immediate eviction notice. Alicia? Her bank accounts are frozen, and she's left completely broke. And her mom's big weapon, calling the pastor to shame Imani? Yeah, that blew up in her face the second Imani told the pastor the whole story. Game over. Flash forward a few weeks. The dust has settled. The toxic family members are gone. And for the first time, Imani is able to turn this house into a real home. And really, this is what it all comes down to, right? She completely rejected her family's toxic values, the entitlement, the deception, the manipulation, and she replaced them with her own: accountability, protection, and a real, true family built on love, not obligation. She finally realized you can't buy love, but you can build a safe and happy home. You know, Imani's story is wow. It's intense, but it's also a masterclass in setting boundaries and protecting your peace. It really makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you ask yourself, what is that one non-negotiable, ironclad boundary you've had to draw in the sand to protect yourself and the people you truly love?